Okay, I'm going to do my weekly market review. I'm going to start with ES or the S&P. And I'm going to start off with the weekly chart. Just to go back, we looked at the monthly chart already. We saw this huge hammer candle. This is the month this is what we're currently working on, but this was last month. This was April, which it looks pretty bullish. Let's go to the weekly. Take a look. Okay, for the weekly, yeah, we're still making higher highs. We made a higher high with this candle the previous week, and then we made a higher high with this past week candle, last week's candle. And after we made this higher high, I had said I was bullish up into here, and then this would be a wait and see to see what happens. So right now I'm at wait and see. I was definitely bullish up to here at least. Because if we look on the daily, that's where we have our death crossed. And I just want to see if we're going to react to it. We may not. We may just push right up, but we'll see. So yeah, the weekly still looking good. We've hit the 50 RSI on the weekly. If we can get above it and hold, I think we'll be in a pretty good place. All right, let's look at the daily. Okay, the daily on the S&P is looking pretty good. Yeah, we've been making higher highs. We had the bullish cross of the 5 over the 20. And we've been being able to make higher highs. We hit the 50 and we closed above the 50 50-day moving average. We're almost at the 200. Now, if we can break above this 200 and break this high here, it's looking like, it'll look like to me like we can go and reach all-time highs. But we'll see if we can do that first. But right now, yeah, we're looking bullish. We've been able to hold above the 50 RSI on the daily. We're getting close to that 60 RSI level, which is really good and really bullish. Yeah, I mean, right now we're looking pretty good on ES. Okay, so now let's go to the NASDAQ in Q, and we'll start with the weekly again. We can look at the month, even though I went over the monthly, but yeah, we'll see that nice bullish hammer candle for the monthly, which looks really, really nice. Okay, on the daily, we look just pretty much the same as ES. The only thing is that we did touch the 200 on NQ. We touched the 200-day moving average. And again, the same as ES, if we can break over this high and break over the 200, because that was, the 200 was a resistance last time. When we broke it, we came up and checked it again, and nope, we went down. So we want to see if we're going to, is this going to be resistance again, or are we going to just continue to go up? So yeah, this was a pretty much a sign that we were probably going to go a little higher when we couldn't make a lower low right here. When we got low here and then we got up and we couldn't make a lower low, and then we actually made a higher high than this. That was pretty bullish. So yeah, that's why we are with both ES and NQ. We're looking bullish right now, but like I said, right now I'm in a wait and see with them because we're in a critical area here. These are levels that we need to break above in order for me to continue with my bullish stance. So that's NQ, NASDAQ. Let's see, let's go to gold. Okay, gold's been interesting. Let's go with the week, or let's look at the monthly. Okay, we kind of got the reverse with gold on a monthly. We got this huge wick down. So I don't know, but it's indecision. Right now we're indecision because we had a huge wick up at one point in the month, and then we pushed down at another point in the month. So we got the bulls keeping it up, and we got the bears keeping it down on that monthly candle. On the daily, I'm sorry, let's go to weekly. On the weekly, all right, we made a lower low. We made a low lower than this prior low. I did end up getting a short on Friday on GLD, and I'll show you what made me get it on the daily. I wish I had waited for the week to close underneath the 5 EMA, because now that I'm looking at the weekly, I'm seeing that even though we made a lower low, we fell below the 5 EMA on the weekly, but then we rose up to close above it. As far as RSI on the weekly, We're still pretty high. We're probably in like the 70s, something like that, around that area. So we're still pretty oversold a little bit, but we've pulled back nicely. Uh, as far as I was thinking, I got short on the daily. So yeah, I'm gonna go on the daily and look at that. So on the weekly, we could see this really huge wick down. We made higher highs, and then we just started selling off right there. So let's look at the daily. Okay, the daily on gold. The reason why I went on took a short is because like I had said, if I see we have a close under the 20, and we did have a close under the 20-day moving average on Thursday, we wicked up, and then we hit the 5 EMA as we have been like riding that area for a while. But then we came right back down below the close of the other day. So that's why I got in. Once we dropped below close of Thursday, I decided to just go on ahead and get in. But we did come back up. We came back up to on Friday, we closed like right there at the 20-day moving average. So we shall see as far as what gold does, because we can continue to go back up. I mean, gold's been pretty steady, but based on fundamentals, people, the prediction is that gold will maybe take a slide down since so much money is now going back into equities. As you can see, ES and NQ, the NASDAQ and S&P are quite bullish right now, at least right now. So as they get bullish, gold's taking a retreat because people are considering taking their money out of this safe haven, which is gold, and putting it back into risk, which is ES and S&P. I'm sorry, ES, S&P, and NQ, NASDAQ. So that's gold for now. We're taking a retreat, so we'll see how far down we go, or if we bounce back up and go to all-time highs. Let's see. The next is crude. We're going to look at let's look at the monthly. What is it looking like? Okay, the monthly with crude is very bearish. We had a very bearish month. Nice big red candle that broke support. And are we going to continue lower? I don't know. Let's look at the weekly. Okay. The weekly, we went back up. We broke that support with this big red candle. We dropped down. When we came back up, we couldn't get a close above the 5 EMA on the weekly before we just started dropping back down again. So right now, crude's still looking bearish. I don't know where the end of this fall is going to be. Could be at this next level. Could be not. But right now, it still looks bearish. All right, let's look at the daily. Okay, the daily on crude, we went up, we fell down, we went up, came back to the 20. We could not close above the 20-day moving average. We kept wicking back down underneath it. And then we just continued to fall. We had these 3 days of just red. And we got down to near 56, and then we bounced up. We still couldn't close over the 5 EMA on the daily. It's resistance right now. So like I said, crude right now, at this point, we're still looking bearish. Now, if we can continue to go up and never get back to this low, and if we can get above this, then it'll change the way I'm looking at crude. But right now, the way I'm looking at crude, since we cannot seem to close above the 5 EMA after we had this drop, I'm still bearish, on crude. Now, I'm not going to get short here. What I should have gotten short was when we fell under this. And I had an alert to get in short, and I never did bother. And I wish I had of, because we fell quite a bit, and that would have been a good trade. But that's where we are with crude. So with equities, we look pretty bullish. With the NASDAQ and S&P, we're looking pretty nice. GC, we're taking a little bit of a pause for a minute. We'll see what happens with it. And crude, it looks bearish right now, that can always change, but currently looking at the chart right now, I would have to say bearish. All right, so that's my weekly review. I'll get back to trading. The futures market opens in about half hour. I may look at the off hours stuff and see if there's some type of movement where I can take a trade. I do like trading on the off hours, especially with gold, because gold moves pretty good during the off hours and it allows me not to perhaps have to trade that morning. But that's it. That's all I got. And I'll see you later. Bye bye.